There's been plenty of moments that I fell in hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realized that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you.
I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel different, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel distant, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. Fuck a silver lining, I just wanna feel right again. I just really wanna feel how I felt back then when it felt real, so real, yeah. When I wake at 5 a.m., I don't really wanna fight again. I just really wanna feel her skin on my skin, her breath on my neck. I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel different, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. I've been drifting, I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel distant, I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more, I'll never sleep no more. I've been dealing with the pressure, all the pressure in my head every day when I wake up feeling dead. I'll never say what I'm thinking in my head. I've been spending every day dwelling over my death, dealing with the pressure, all the pressure in my life, compression in my mind run down my spine. I don't always dare do what I know is right. There's some people in my life, we should probably sever ties, dealing with the pressure. I don't need a fucking lecture, I just need to try and hold my conjecture. Fuck your nice gesture, I know after everything I've been through I'ma be a better man, no less. So for dealing with the pressure.
Happy Monday, everybody. How we doing? How we doing? Just gonna do some quick TA today, cover some things, some data that I've seen over the weekend, and especially today. I'm still not convinced that this pump has any strength, that we're going to see all-time highs, that we'll see a significant alt season. I'm seeing weakness across the board. We just had a nice reaction in a demand area, so I am enticed to take a long, but certainly not right now. Not after the 15 minutes extremely overbought. So with that said, let's start with stocks. So one thing I will say is not making a lot of sense. Stocks are pumping, the DXY is pumping, and crypto is pumping. So usually the DXY goes down while stocks and crypto pump. The DXY has been in an uptrend for quite a bit of time. So as much as I want to say, we're in this bullish environment, I think we're just seeing an exit pump across the board. We know that recession is here, and we know that we actually have data that during the first stage of recession, the stock market actually pumps and breaks all-time highs. So one thing I said on Saturday, I used my indicator down here. For now, I'm still experimenting with this, so I don't want to put too much emphasis on it, but we said there was a possible local top here. Looking at this, it's called the put-call ratio. Basically, when your calls or when you bottom out here, technically that's a local top, and when you top out here, technically it's a local bottom. Still experimenting. It looks like we actually topped out on this candle. We didn't bottom out, seeing that we're pumping up today. Lots of calls went in, so we could potentially continue to go higher. Like I said, still experimenting with this indicator. It's not perfected. I've used it for like 4 days, so don't hate too much. Just an area. I'm more or less looking at the big spikes, the historical moves over the green line here for now. All the intraday stuff really doesn't matter to me. But Dow, lots of green. To me, this kind of structure looks like an exit, looks like a local top, looks like we will continue to go lower. It'll probably be like this, or we could continue to go sideways and then up. Either way, sustainability with this, it doesn't look like we're just going to do this. If the Dow and the rest of the stock market comes down a bit, crypto will follow. Crypto and the stock market is basically being pumped on derivatives right now. There's hardly any volume, hardly any trading. It's just derivatives. It's just very, very wealthy people essentially pumping their own bags. S&P, same thing. We're actually above both moving averages. Back above what I would consider a head and shoulders. Now we really need to break the head for that to matter. We could still make a double top here, but ultimately looking good on that recovery, not showing as much weakness as we thought. Nice bounce here. Anyone who bought this dip, you're a nice profit. Congratulations. I think a lot of this has to do with the rate hikes. Like we went down because of rate hikes, and now we're pumping because it was a short squeeze. We will most likely continue to go up before we come back down, as seen by prior data of the S&P 500. The NASDAQ, retesting the 50 and 20. We're seeing a death cross here, double top here. I'm not sure if the NASDAQ will make a new all-time high. It was down quite significantly, and it's not recovering as well as the Dow and the S&P. The NASDAQ represents tech, and tech is in a very weird place. I know a lot of tech stocks are either at tops or nearing the top. So I could see the NASDAQ continuing to go down while the S&P and the Dow go up. Crypto total charts. We're actually rejecting right at weekly resistance here, right at this resistance. We haven't moved this. We haven't done anything with it. As a sign of strength, if we get over it, definitely solid in the short term. I wouldn't say that this market is quite as bullish as people want to believe. A lot of this has to do with derivative-based pumps and spot selling into those pumps. We're seeing a lot of data that says a lot of Bitcoin on this move, all these, even this move, a lot of spot is being sold. There's a chart on Twitter. I'm going to pull it up real quick. So inspo, and he's not right all the time, and neither am I, but just something that we're consistently seeing is with FTX. This chart here, we're seeing that each local top was marked by a lot of activity on FTX's exchange. We're seeing a lot of activity here at 68. Now, although we went back to 69, the difference here is about 1.5%. So you're still at a very local top level. Here, we actually saw another double top right at about 52K. Here again, another double top. This was about a month and a half ago, right at about 45 to 46K double top. And now we're seeing a lot of exchange activity here on this potential local top. So if we run the data back, we're seeing a lot of evidence of local top, a lot of evidence that maybe this move isn't as strong as people think. Maybe this alt season that people think is going to come isn't really going to happen. I've said this multiple times. If this is your first cycle, if this is your first time trading crypto because you got brought in after Bitcoin broke 20K, you can't think like a bull every day. You can't wake up and say bullish, bullish, bullish every time we go up just slightly. If we zoom out and we look at the weekly chart, especially with crypto total, just looking from top to bottom here, and we change this to a line chart. I mean, we went down. We did not have a significant period of consolidation or a significant upward move. We had consolidation and upward move. We're now rejecting, and we should come back lower. Maybe we make another one here, and then we continue lower. This is exactly what happens in a bear market. And all of these, sorry, let me redraw this. All these little pumps, these are actually exit pumps for whales, for anyone with larger bags. And let me tell you, in 2018, every single time we had one of these, every bull and their mother was saying, we're going back to 20K, we're going back up to 50K, 300K is possible, and that's just not the case. We're not seeing the volume we need. We're not seeing parabolic price action, even on alts that are in green and up. Like, look at Ethereum, for example. You're not seeing parabolic price action here, not like we did way back here. And these were where the gains were made. Now, yes, this is a lot of movement from 2,000 to about 4,500, but that's only a 2.25x from 300 all the way to 2,000. That's a lot more. That's about a 7x. So here, we shouldn't see as much volume, but here, if you want parabolic price action, you have to come get it. And we need retail buying. Retail's not buying this. All these pumps are led by derivatives, by whales, not by your typical bull market type situation. Real quick, not seeing a lot of familiar faces in the chat, but what's up, Same Lettuce? Axis, how's it going, man? Paliv, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But all right, let's keep chugging along. Total, we're kind of saying that this is just down, sideways, up, down. That's perfectly normal in a bear market. Just like in a bull market, you go up, sideways, maybe up more, down, and do this. In a bear market, you're not just going to go straight down, and this is what people think. You're going to go down, sideways, have a nice little dead cat bounce, going back down, and that dead cat bounce is usually characterized by very low volume. Again, looking at Bitcoin here, looking at the weekly, not a lot of strength. And looking at other exchanges, no strength. Even some of the derivative exchanges, not a lot of strength. So even the derivative exchanges, which are being used to ultimately pump this market, not really giving us a lot of strength to continue. And I know a lot of people keep saying, oh, 60K, 70K, we're going to go to 80K. And, although I'd love to see an 80K Bitcoin, I'll definitely find an area to long if we get to 80K. Don't worry, I'm not just going to sit on my hands. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think you have enough power with derivatives to do that. And I think USDT is now getting called out on their bullshit. So, all right, let's look at Total 2 before we get into Bitcoin for real, though. So, looking at Total 2 weekly, we actually rejected again off my resistance level here. Again, we have not moved this in a long time. Originally, we thought we would consolidate and continue lower. We actually are getting a nice little bounce here, and I'm anticipating that this resistance doesn't break and we continue to the downside. The 2-10 ratio is often followed by a higher high. Double dip recession is around 18 months. Yeah, so that's something that I've learned. And yeah, I kind of believe it now, more or less now that I've seen historical data. Arguable, the first dip was March 2020. See, that's something I've also read into, that the 2020 dip, and now so if you look at the stock market, right, and we had this huge dip here. This move, some people are considering this move as the fifth wave move, where right before recession, you have this higher high pump with extremely low volume. If you open up volume on the S&P 500, you can see that our volume is really tapering off here as we're continuously making all-time highs. And even here, it's been tapering off this whole entire time period from about 2018 moving forward. But regardless, a lot of people think that this move was our exit pump, and it would make sense, because why the hell did markets go up so high with COVID. Not a lot of people suffered during that time period, and honestly, we it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So it would make more sense that maybe that was our exit pump, but we won't know until we get there. All right, total two again. Not really anticipating this to break out. If it does, alts will do what alts do, and they will definitely continue on their rampage up. But I'm not seeing a lot of strength from a lot of alts. I'm not seeing a lot of very good things from alts. I mean, I know Ethereum's doing well, but a lot of alts really aren't doing anything. A lot of them are just rejecting resistance and going back down. Total three, this is without Ethereum. It looks like we're at a minor resistance, maybe above a minor resistance. Again, hard to plot a resistance on this chart, but I have right around here this gold and white line. This could definitely continue up or just come down. Like I said, I have no idea if there's a resistance in here. There most likely is, but it's very hard to plot. It could be here. It could be somewhere like here. It just depends. I don't even know if this blue line here is correct, just because this chart is so volatile, because we know altcoins do what altcoins do, and sometimes they pump 10x and sometimes they dump 90%. All right, the DXY. The DXY is extremely bullish. We've talked about this several different times. Double bottom, lots of bullish momentum here, lots of strength. Consolidating here, and we said we're probably going to consolidate, go back up, break over 100. That would be about the most bearish thing for stocks and crypto. Even if they do continue pumping, that's going to tell me that we are going to be followed by a massive crash whenever we're done pumping. And guys, it's very, very hard to call the top. Just sell when you feel like you've made enough profit. What's up, Lord? How you doing, man? During pandemics, the government prints a lot of money and assets go up. Yeah, exactly. You're an honest analyzer. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. You consider all the financial institutions that are involved with Bitcoin when you set the bear market target at 17 to 20K. I don't see hardly any financial institutions involved with Bitcoin because there's no regulation. Like, hedge funds don't want to get involved with Bitcoin. Like, banks don't want to get involved with Bitcoin and crypto because they see all of the bullshit that's in the space. They're like, I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to get involved with that. Just because Michael Saylor and Terra are invested in this market, I'm sure there are smaller hedge funds, there are smaller banks that might be associated with crypto, but we're not seeing news about JP Morgan buying a shit ton of Bitcoin. We're not seeing news about US Bank or Fifth Third or Goldman Sachs. I mean, you'll see Goldman Sachs come out and say, oh, we're going to have a Bitcoin fund and it's going to do Bitcoin things. But they're not buying Bitcoin. There's no Goldman Sachs Bitcoin wallet that keeps going up like Michael Saylor and Terra. And honestly, I believe that Terra and Michael Saylor are just causing FOMO at this point, and they're looking to exit. Could I please tell you how to access data on exchange activity and price? What? Go look at Inspo Crypto or go join his Discord. I mean, you can look up the information on Google, but I usually just get it from them because they post it in a very easy to understand way. There's the Bitcoin conference on the 6th of April, and did you know that every conference was followed by a 10 or 20% dump? Just be aware of that. Be aware of that. So USDT.D dominance. I'm going to say that we have hit a support level. We've hit support. I would expect this to maybe bounce, even if we do go lower. So not really anticipating crypto to have a nice big pump this week, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, pull out the daily. Yeah, this has been an area of resistance in the past. We have resistance, acts as support, and acting as support. If this level is lost, yes, crypto will continue on its rampage upwards. But for now, I'm not seeing a lot of strength in crypto, and I'm seeing this acting as support. And again, I'm seeing a double bottom here. I'm seeing a very possible double bottom here. You have a nice W pattern here. If something like this was on Bitcoin, I would definitely long it. Although I am a little concerned about this because I thought maybe this was a double bottom within the double bottom. It looks like we're going to retest this and possibly go up from there. It all just depends. That would line up perfectly with the April Bitcoin conference. So, right, let's get into Bitcoin. So weekly, just real quick, just to pull up a clean chart. It looks like Bitcoin has closed above the 50 weekly now 2 weeks in a row. We have this first green week, this next red week, which to me looks like a doji reversal candle. Lower volume on the selling, so not too particular about it. Again, I'm not seeing really any strength here. There's hardly any volume. The pump, again, just kind of looks like we went down, sideways, went up a little bit, and then we'll continue going lower. Not seeing what I'd want to see for a bullish move. And this term bull market is thrown around every other day, and bear market and everything like this. Guys, if we're in a bull market, we want to see parabolic price action. We want to see interest going up. We want to see spot buying going up. You want to see this. You don't want to see this. This is not what you want to see. This, from bottom to top, we've had volume going down. From, again, bottom to top, volume going up. That is true bullish price action. That is true bullish strength. That tells me that more buyers are willing to step in at higher prices and continue buying. There's more interest to buy Bitcoin. This, to me, looks like a derivatives exit pump. And we've seen it several different times. We can even look at the most recent move and gather information. On this pump here, we have volume going down, price going up. On this pump here, we have volume going down, price going up. And now even here, you have volume going down, price going up. So again, just looks more like an exit pump to me. It just looks like we're going to come back down. I mean, could we do something like this and continue up? Sure, that it's not out of the cards to do something like that. But for now, I don't feel confident longing something like this where we could literally just do something like this. I mean, we've seen that happen before. It happened here. It's happened here, and it's happened here. So if you're willing to take that risk, then take that risk. But for me, I long things when I see strength. I long things when they make sense. And I long when there is a bullish reversal pattern. And to me, I didn't agree that this was a double bottom. It could be, and it could continue going upwards. We could see a 52K Bitcoin, but I think that's where we top out. I am not seeing the strength. And again, even if we do pump up to 52, we are going to form divergence here. And we are going to start forming weakness here with MACD. And again, I don't think our volume is going to exceed, and we are going to continue seeing lower volume. Enormous cranium and full flow. Thank you. Can you see Rune, man? I got stuck short from $8. To be honest, man, I don't really trade altcoins in a bear market just because it doesn't make any sense to. Altcoins are going to do what altcoins do, and when there's hardly any volume in the altcoin market, it's easy for a whale to dump their Bitcoin bag into altcoins and pump a specific altcoin like by 50%. How do I set up my volume indicator? I just typed in volume and indicators and pulled it up. That's all I did. All right, Bitcoin Daily. Let's pull up this chart. So here are my demand zones. You're more than welcome to mimic them if you'd like. I would recommend, maybe doing your own research here. It looks like Bitcoin keeps bouncing off the 45 to about 44K demand zone. Now, this is pretty bullish, at least very, very short term. When you bounce and come back up, we're seeing higher lows here. That is moderately bullish, and that's why I think 52K could be in the cards. But again, if we do get to 52K, we're going to see a lot of divergence. And a lot more weakness coming through. To me, sorry, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. To me, I still think we consolidate here for another couple days. If we don't dump through this, we could definitely continue pumping. I'd like to see more consolidation. I don't think we're quite as ready to get out. And again, MACD, RSI, everything's looking not as weak, or not as strong, sorry, especially with price action. We have lower volume on each one of these pumps. Lower volume on the buybacks. It's just not looking extremely strong. However, counter opinion, this is consolidation. We are consolidating. So usually when you're in an uptrend and you're consolidating, you continue going up. General rule. I would like to see a little bit more consolidation though, personally. Bulls think we go up forever. I mean, we can technically, but we've never seen how Bitcoin's reacted in a recession. I'm glad I followed you. I'm not a swing trader. I just buy and hold long term. Just waiting for a major dip so I can accumulate more. Thank you for your guidance. Man, I hate to break this to you, but it's probably going to be like 18 months, 12 to 18 months. We have more data that recession really isn't going to kick in for another 12 months. So once that happens, man, I'll be buying the moon. worth of Bitcoin. Now, trust me, I have a dollar cost average account. I just don't hold it for very long. I mean, crypto has corrected 80% every single bear market. Why on earth would you hold when we're near the top? If you're up like 20x, you should be taking profits and looking to buy back lower, even if we do continue another 20x from there. Making 20x over a 2 or 3 year time period is insane. And that's one of the things that people don't understand with crypto is you get sucked into the every day is a 10% up and down day. And, you know, every 3 years we get 20x, 50x, 100x's. Guys, if you can 100x your account over a 4 year time period, like, that's insane. That's nuts. You should be taking profits, exiting the market, looking to enter lower. My plan from here on out, Zinc, is to look for a possibility of a swing trade long, maybe a swing trade short here soon. Again, this recent move up did not match any of my swing trade guidelines, and to make a trade, I still believe we are going to come back down to here. I still believe there will be more opportunities in the future, but as for 50 and 60 and 70K Bitcoin, I just don't see that happening. If it happens, then it happens, but I just don't see it happening. But in the next 12 months or so, man, if I don't make a trade for another year, I'm okay with that. I have multiple sources of income. I have a couple $100,000 on the sideline, ready to dollar cost average, ready to make a 20, 30x over the next 3 to 4 to 5 years. Guys, if you accumulate during this recessive time period, even if you start accumulating now, and Bitcoin goes to 100 to 300K, if you have $100, $200, $300,000, you're looking to be a millionaire, and all you did was buy a little bit each week. That's really my plan for when we start dropping, when we start seeing that recessive time period really kick in. But for now, I mean, everything's in my trading account. I'm just chilling, waiting for an opportunity. Half the trading game is just being patient. And let me tell you guys something. Just because you don't make a trade on something, so, you know, I didn't really get any of this. I got this. We did get this one. I did get this one. I did not get this one. So I'm 2 for 2, or I'm 2 for 4. And although these two, the two X's were the most, so those were the most profitable, still made profit on these two. And I still shorted. I shorted this, and I shorted this, and I shorted this. So of the 6 trades that are up here, 5 trades that are up there, I was 3 for 5. Did I lose a little bit on the way? Of course I did. It's trading. But I was 3 for 5 on the major trades here. And I think that's pretty good. So, you know, let the trades come to you. Let it play your system. And not every single move is going to match your system. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Is they're like, oh, you're an idiot because you didn't get this move. Okay, well, I was the idiot buying at 3K during the COVID crash as well. I was the one screaming bull market when we broke above 20K. I was the one selling in this area. When I knew that this was a distributive time period. I was the one buying here, selling here. Unfortunately, I bought here and sold here. I did not ride this all the way up. It sucked. But yeah, I bought here, sold here, shorted here, took profits here. So yeah, there are plenty of opportunities to trade in this market. And if you're not going to get every single one, it's literally impossible. Not every single move is going to match your trading style and your trading system. So guys, let the trades come to you. Don't go to the trades. Don't look for a trade. Let the chart show you a trade. Let it bring the trade to you. I got this last pump and the invasion pump. Nice. 12K on the cards. I don't know. As been told, SEC is that so a filler also might gain approval and convince the SEC that the CME futures market is of significant size. Don't you think this could still be a small bear flag? I mean, I don't agree with this whole move. It doesn't look bullish at all to me. I see volume going. So if we just make this as simple as possible, and you look at the utmost bottom to the utmost top, we have volume going down, price going up. That to me tells me that this is a dead cat bounce. Even though this is all chop in here, that is a dead cat bounce. We can see here, this is actually a very bullish move. You have volume going down, price going down. That is very, very bullish. That tells me that we are actually accumulating in this range. So completely opposite of each other, but I do want to point out that this does not look very bullish. It does not look strong. It does not carry any weight to really break out. You guys want to see a bullish breakout? Go back to the October, September time period, right before we broke out of 20K, and look at this. I want you to see this price action here, where we are going up and volume's going up. We had a nice ascending triangle here, a nice double bottom right here. Very, very bullish pattern here, right after a head and shoulders here. But regardless, lots of bullish price action. We continue going up. Volume continues to go up. Now I want you to look at this, keep this in your brain. And now I want you to look at where we're currently are now. And actually, I'm going to I'll remove it in a moment. So now I want you to look at this. So we have a potential double bottom here. Low volume on some of these bottoming candles here, but ultimately volume has been drifting down as price has been drifting up. Again, not a big sign of strength. Not anything. I mean, nothing really looks strong here. Nothing looks like it's going to continue in a very hardcore upward movement of like 50 to 100%. So, people always I see like bulls on Twitter, they're like, oh, bears keep saying, where's the volume? Where's the volume? And you guys should absolutely be concerned if there's no volume. Go back in Bitcoin's history and look at all the pumps with low volume and look what happened after. History can change, but it's been very consistent with Bitcoin and technical analysis. Market makers going on a stop loss hunt. Yeah, I also believe that. That's why I haven't made a trade in like 5 days. I just took a break over this weekend. It was really nice. Got to reset my head. Like I said, I don't need to trade every single move. I trade the moves that come to me now. And, this is all non-biased TA. If I see a reason to long, I will absolutely long in this market. Don't get me wrong here. LOL, now due July to December. Volume going down, price going up. Okay, yeah, if we look at the grand scheme of things, we have lots of this whole thing, lots of volume going down this whole entire time, which is why I said that was a derivatives-based move, which again, I mean, this is not that's not bullish. This is literally making a double top. So if we want to say, oh my God, we made a 5%, I don't even think it was 5%. Okay, great. You got 6% higher. And I know for a fact that a lot of you bought in here. So if you held through a 60% drop, held all this, held another 30% drop, and then held all the way up here, I guarantee you a lot of you did not even sell up here. So yes, was this a very nice move to trade if you were long? Yes, I literally longed in here, sold here. Did not really catch this move because it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I've never seen a move break all-time highs with that low volume. But aside from that, if we look and dig deep just on this specific swing, and this is where I was wrong, and I've admitted that I've been wrong, we have a double bottom here. We have volume going up the entire time until we hit this first peak. That would tell me exhaustion. That would tell me maybe sell, go down, make a double top, and then we continued lower. And the double top was confirmed because we had lower volume from that last impulsive move up. So yeah, was the volume very low if we zoom out? Yes, absolutely it was. But if you look specifically at the move, we look specifically at all of this here, there were indications of momentum going, and this move would continue going up. So, again, yes, the volume was very low, but there is implications that a swing trade could have been made there. Ease a session, maybe dump again, probably. I mean, it just seems like a lot of chop in here. I mean, you can see the big wicks. You can see that even on the 4 hour, just lots of chop. I am expecting this. I am expecting something like this. So I will long here. That would give me 3 touches to really get this bull flag going. We still have until April 9th where this triangle will continue to go. But for now, I'm looking for something like this. I do not agree that this is a double bottom because we actually made a lower low. So for now, just kind of looking for an opportunity. If it comes, I'll long. If we get something like this again, I will certainly long that. That would be a double bottom. We'd make a higher low, and we would probably break out of the bull flag at that moment. You must be in position before volume goes up. You can scale it now. Be in the position, set your stop loss. Yes, but there are other indications that can tell you whether the selling is weakening. All the Moon Boys going to Miami Bitcoin conference, and you're right, Roman. Last time we had conference, there was a huge dump. Yeah, every single time we've had the conference, there's been a huge dump. Don't you think that the low-looking volume could also be a consequence of having hundreds of different exchanges that people trade on? Yeah, I thought about this, but no, I don't agree with that, because now we have derivatives in crypto, and we're also seeing, and again, I'm going to reiterate here that on this whole move to the upside, on each of these small moves to the upside, we have seen more spot selling from larger whales than we have in a very, very long time. Even more, I think, than the May period. So they're actually, I think the May distribution was a test. I think they were testing to see how much can they sell before price plummets. What do they need to do to keep price going up as they sell? I mean, they're essentially just getting retail to hold the bag. They know they have 12 months left before really the heart of recession kicks in. So yes, are there hundreds of exchanges? Sure, but that doesn't mean that Coinbase and Binance aren't growing every single day. Coinbase and Binance are the two largest exchanges with the most volume, and I don't think they just lost half their customer base and all these exchanges gained all this other nonsense. You have to remember, if you're a Binance user, you're going to trade on Binance. If you're a Coinbase user, you're going to trade on Coinbase, and these exchanges should be growing over time, not lessening over time. Also, I will say that Coinbase, Binance, these larger exchanges are growing. They are absolutely growing. Their user base is growing. Their profits are, everything's growing. So I don't know how we can say. And another point, like only 1% of the world uses crypto. So you bring in another 10% of the world, and all of these exchanges should be seeing more volume. Buy the rumor, sell the news, conference dump. Exactly. So real quick, guys, before we continue moving on, I just want to say, if you guys are looking for a new exchange, I recommend Bitget. They have the highest rated security. They have top 5 derivatives liquidity, extremely low fees. I have a partner link. I'd really appreciate it if you used it. Yes, I benefit from it, but guys, I would never shill a program, an altcoin, an exchange on you if I didn't agree with the exchange. I've used them for 3 months. I've had no issues. Any issues I did have, their support team reached out, or I reached out to their support team. They got back to me in a very timely manner. Nothing but positive things to say. I used to use Binance US. I got absolutely hosed by one of their scam wicks. The scam wick specifically from 68,000 all the way to 8,000 over a 15-second time period. So if you're interested, I'd really appreciate it if you use my link. I really like them, and I look forward to continuing using them. Also, just while I'm on the topic, I just saw the bot about the trading school. Guys, a lot of you guys know I teach trading school. I'm leaving the classes up on Patreon until the end of May, and then I'm taking them down, restructuring the class, and I'll probably start teaching again like September, October, November time period. If you're interested in learning anything like risk management, how to draw supply and demand, how price action works, how momentum works, how RSI, divergences, etc., all of these things are in my trading class. You can sign up through Patreon, watch all the videos. A lot of my students were there for 4 or 5 months, so, they paid for 4 or 5 months. If you're one of the people that's like, I just want to watch the videos and dip, you can watch the videos over the month that you sign up, and then you can dip. It's all personal preference. I'm just leaving that open to all of you. I know it's very hard to find reliable trading data, trading information, so I've tried to structure the class in a way that will teach you how to correctly trade, how to effectively manage your risk, and consistently profit over time. Retail is doing parabolic run. I don't know why alts should go parabolic right now. You mean retail is leaving the market? Right? I think that's what you mean. I think. All right, let's see what we can calculate for now. So for now, looking at this 4 hour, MACD is squeezing. RSI is doing RSI. Ignore this white line. This is for my daily chart. We're just going to remove it for now. RSI is not really giving us any clues, but MACD is definitely squeezing. I will say that volume is going down as price is kind of going down and sideways. That's an area of bullishness. Again, I will say that I'd like to see this. If we just break out here, probably won't long, just because the risk reward there is not very high, especially seeing that this could just be a double top. I don't like to long double tops. I've done it once or twice before. I don't like doing it ever again. But yeah, I mean, even looking at the 12-hour, there's a lot of volatility in here. I've got data that says that we're literally just selling. One thing I don't like with the 12 hours, we're seeing volume going down with price going up. Although I do like the higher lows here, I'd like to see us consolidate a little more, and then we go up. That would to me would be a true sign of some bullish strength, at least to get us to 52K. Now you can trade the move to 52K, but just know that once we hit 52K, we're probably going to see a large dump, at least back down to this 45K level, at least in my opinion. All right, let's look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. Bitcoin dominance bounced right at my support line. Guys, we've had this line here for quite some time. We can see that this area is support. We have this double bottom here. Could this just be a short-term bounce? Absolutely. This could just bounce and come right back down like so. But for now, I'm not seeing really any bearishness. I mean, we don't have a bearish pattern here other than a very possible breakdown and retest here. But again, we could just do this and continue higher. We're still looking at higher lows, higher highs overall in this structure. And maybe this was just bait for more retail to step in and buy the top of the market. All right, I'm going to go over Ethereum, and then I'm going to call it a Monday. So Ethereum, I've argued that this is very, very bullish. I'd really like the upward moves and volume here. What I am seeing, though, is divergence. I'm seeing divergence here. I think we hit 37, maybe 39, and come all the way back down to 32. It would make a lot of sense. Also, if you guys look on the weekly, this just looks like a giant head and shoulders. Keep that in mind. Not that I don't want Ethereum to go to 10K, like I said, but this just looks like a head and shoulders. It looks like very, very distributive. The fact that we couldn't get higher here, the fact that we're just barely pushing here on literally air, it just doesn't look very bullish to me. The daily looks okay, but we're going to have divergence form here pretty soon. That's a descending triangle, sir. What are you talking about? Descending triangle. You mean ascending triangle here. I would hope so. Or no, descending triangle like this. Yeah, but we have a double bottom here. So, all right. Ethereum looks decent. Like I said, it really depends on what Bitcoin does. I don't really bother looking at a lot of these alts right now just because, I mean, I was looking at 1 inch and I just thought, man, if Bitcoin tanks, 1 inch is going to tank, which it dropped like 15% from the high here. Yeah, 15%. So be careful if you guys are investing in alts. Take your time. Wait for the setup. Let it come to you. There will be plenty of opportunities. Don't take on too much risk. Don't get chopped up in this choppy ass market right now. And just know that there's a lot of distribution happening, a lot of data that says distribution's happening. So, dominance. Yeah, I can. Let's pull that up. Descending triangle. Not really. I mean, possibly, but it more looks like a wedge to me with the white lines. Could be though. You could be right. But if this blue holds, that's a good sign short term. Just going back to Bitcoin real quick. Just looking at like a 1 hour. Again, nice little bounce here off demand. I'm not really expecting this to continue much higher, considering the fact that the 15 minutes overbought and looks like it wants to come back down to demand. With all that said, guys, I'm going to call it a short day today. Oh, it's 45 minutes, so not that short. I hope you learned something. I hope we accomplished something, rather. Sorry for the advertisement of the class and the exchange. You know, I have to do it. It's part of my job. And yeah, so a lot of people saw one of my tweets and think that I'm taking a break from crypto all summer. That's not the case, guys. I'm still going to live stream. I'm actually going to use the summer to make YouTube videos, to bring more like trading content, to bring more like avenues and where you can learn. I'm taking a break from the trading classes. Like the trading classes just eat up hours of my day. And it's not that I don't like teaching people. It's not that I have anything against them. I did it for 5 months. Made a lot of money doing it, but man, it's a lot of work. So I just need a break. I do a lot in the summer. I'm very active. I go fishing. I go on vacations, and I just need a little break. That's all. Just from that, the charts, the live streams, that'll still all be there. It'll all still be there. But for now, guys, please don't get chapped up in this market. Wait for the damn trade to come to you. Don't fall into the Moon Boy emotional trap. It literally is a sign of a top every single time they do this shit. And with all that said, be patient, use risk management.